You know, all right, things will be ready in a moment.
Hello.
How? One moment. There we are. Your audio's on now.
Hello. We're back.
Hey, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you for having Pat's Ghosty.
And let's get rid of this starting soon screen. I left up. Oh no, that's still visible. There we are. Gray.
Does it have to do with good bars?
Also, thank you for sub for all the redeems. Sorry it took a while. I'll do the hydrate and stretch.
Not this
Goodness,
time.
all right.
What's your question? I have no idea. Sounds like it'd be alright though.
All right, yeah, my Vtube is working. There we are. That's good.
I don't drink a lot of Gatorade.
All right, let's boot this up proper.
I don't exert myself enough to drink Gatorade.
Ooh, that might have been a bit loud.
Watermelon cola sounds like it would be okay, depending on
I
how watermelon it is. But mint
I've had a
lemon?
watermelon. I've had watermelon cola mix before. It's actually okay.
Hmm. Mint
Mint lemon,
lemon sounds awful.
lemon, mint and lemon on their own, not so bad.
Are you also asking about all four together? Mint, lemon, watermelon, and cola?
Yeah, like really? You mean? Oh my goodness, ghosty. Uh, you can end up with quite nice mixes. Oh my goodness, what kind of? Hmm. That might explain why people are kind of insane where you're from. Ah, green lemon cola. Wait, green lemon? Green green lemon or lime? Just to clarify, do you mean lime or actual green lemon? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Lime cola. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
I mean,
Because I was thinking green lemon would be like not yet ripe, but like lime I can get. I can get like mint and lime.
lime cola is just a Sprite, basically.
Yeah, basically. Or mixing Sprite and cola, which again isn't that weird.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. The watermelon's the bit that's really getting me. Like, I'm like,
Orange Fanta
Orange
sounds
Fanta
good.
from Europe. Well, Orange Fanta is the regular Fanta, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, like Fanta is normally orange,
Is it?
right? Yeah, isn't it?
I have
Hold
no
on,
idea.
Orange Fanta. No. Mint lemon and watermelon cola, and then green lime cola. There are two different
So
things.
our
Okay.
fears were founded.
Okay,
All
they were
three
partially
together.
funded.
Mint, lemon, and watermelon.
And then the green lime cola is a different one. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. The regular flavor for Fanta is orange, except in the US it's like made differently. But it's supposed to be orange.
I see.
Coconut cola. I've actually had coconut cola. A coconut cola. It's not bad. It's basically just cola, but instead of just water, they use like coconut water. I think. That's not bad. Hi, Koopa. Good luck at TAFE. Nom. Nom nom. I need to get nom emote. I need to get a lot of emotes eventually. I need to save up.
Well, a certain
Let me
bunny
just.
android has a regen page up.
Hopefully, I'll get some soon. I also have some other things I need to plan in general. Um, there's a lot of things I want to save up for,
Yeah.
like some starting soon screens and things. Like I like the style that I came up with for my like starting a new screen, like that animated thing. But I kind of want to work in a new thing, is like a BRB screen or like a nice one when I finally got my design fleshed out. And I think I know who I might for one of those.
I hope
For
you're
emotes, I
doing
am very
swag,
excited.
Ghosty.
Yeah. Okay, I have a BG open.
I did send you an invite.
Yeah, and I got it there. Here we are. Yeah. I was just quickly making sure it wasn't gonna bug out again and open on the wrong screen. Because I had it open, I was just making sure. I had to make sure it was on the right screen. But now it is. Oh, my background noise canceling's turned off on my microphone. I forgot last time. I turned it off for a little bit and forgot to turn it back on. So you'll hear all the other background noises unless I turn this back on. Was it this one? No, this is the right. It's supposed to be noise suppression, but
You can
it's...
always
Oh no, it's
DoorDash
for
your
Disney.
Philly steak.
Turned on my other audio challenge. DoorDash isn't really much of a thing here in Australia. Oh, and HelloFresh doesn't work here. Okay, so like HelloFresh is a thing in Australia, but at the same time, it's not like. Wait, didn't we? Oh, now I remember. We had to go back after things went skewiff last time.
Yep. We didn't do a whole
Now I
lot. It was
remember.
just a good place to end since we had to redo things.
Yeah, and we had other things happening anyway. Yeah.
So, teleport to
Let me just
Basilisk
reattach
Gate.
Shadowheart and go to Bastos Gate. Yeah. Okay, that's in the north. It's like in the east over there. Yeah. It's like, here's the thing.
Also, have y'all ever had a resting
Zone
before?
glitch. I don't know.
What's that? I need more context.
A garlic cola doesn't sound too bad, actually, Seb. Like, think about it.
I'm thinking
It's a
about it. I
very...
don't know how I'm
But, like,
feeling about it.
so garlic, aside from how it normally is like, if it's...
Ghost host Ghost Stram.
So you know what the
When you
difference
can't
between garlic
teleport
and
to a
roasted
resting
garlic,
zone.
right? It's kind of like a baked onion is different to like raw onion.
I
It's a lot
guess.
sweeter. And the smell's a bit different past a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I could imagine if it had been like soaked in vinegar for a while, like when you use it to cure, and then it's changed, and then you fry that up. You know when they like pickle vegetables and things, and you have a clove of garlic? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to teleport me. Why didn't it send me to Bastion's Gate? I clicked on it twice. Now it should send me.
Sapal, you don't
Yeah,
You
There was also some
teleported here and then you were gone.
That was weird. I didn't click anything else, it just sent me back.
Like, I saw the flash of you getting here, but you're not here.
Wait, what? Why am I here again? What?
Try to use the... Which are you using the map or are you using the waypoint menu?
I was using the map. Oh
Try
my
to use the
goodness, now I
waypoint menu now instead.
Yeah.
Well, that worked.
I was just clicking on the map. Why was the map not working?
Don't know. But at least one of them worked.
Yeah, that was weird. Mushroom okay, now that's a weird one.
Ugh.
Umami and cola.
Here's the
I'm not...
sewers.
Because all I can think of when I think mushroom is like the umami flavor, you know what I mean? And considering mushroom is pretty close to like meat, it's like, it's like almost a meat cola. What the? Yeah, that's cursed. I know, I'm not sure what I think about that. Hey Hershey, what do you think about a meat cola?
I'm not feeling it. I'll be honest. I'm not feeling it.
Can we all agree that a coffee cola isn't bad?
Yeah, that's good.
What about a chocolate cola?
Yeah, that could be good.
Yeah.
Like a chocolate Coke. I mean,
Like
you
a
can
Hershey
get one of
Coke.
those at Sonic, probably.
Hershey Coke.
I
That would actually
believe
be
we
really
went this
cool.
way.
Hold on, Hershey. Just imagine, like, you, but carbonated Hershey chocolate cola. There's like bubbles rising through you.
I like the vanilla.
I mean,
cola.
it's possible,
Translucent,
but it
bubbly.
probably wouldn't be pleasant for me.
Possibly. Hey, have you ever gotten like overcarbonated and needed to burp and you feel like kind of bleh? Is that what happens? You just with bubbly feeling going through
Probably.
you. Yeah.
All of
find out.
those
Right there.
different flavored sodas that are being discussed in chat, I'm sure none of them compare to how gross LaCroix is.
What the hell's LaCroix again? I'm forgetting.
It's sparkling water, but really poorly made.
Ghost host Ghost
Oh
Stram.
no. Shadowheart, don't
Hi,
fall off the
Shwayha.
gas.
Thank you for the pets.
Sweet VT.
Hi,
Sweet.
Oh no.
I'm dead.
Oh, Shaiha. Sorry, I misheard for a moment and I looked and I was like, oh wait, that's...
I'm laughing at my text-to-speech.
Hi, Shaiha.
What's this? A heretic in our midst? Your
Hello.
death in the Dreadlord's name.
Sapal, you don't visit. Actually, I did find some off-brand
Bruh.
drinks other
We
ones
do
as
be
well.
gaming.
Sweet VT. Hi Gamers House Gaming.
I'm doing
Sapal,
alright. How
don't
are you?
visit. There was, for example, pepper sparkling water. Dark Pass. This game is really long.
Yeah, we're in the
The
last part of the game, but it's still got a lot left.
Taking position.
The last part is like a really big part.
Yeah. Depends on how many detours you choose to take. Move this fucking box out of my way. There. Not enough movement.
Thank you for the follow, Shaihua. Oh, Shaihua? Is it Shaihua?
Hit M with the D20 sauce ghost 33 unhinged.
Yeah. Thank you.
Tibexo 723.
Hi, T-Bexo.
Hershey Reven hello.
It's a Vixo. Yeah.
Tibexo 723.
Where do I go from here?
Let me think. Have I got any actions left? Nah, I'll let that rest.
Maybe I should. No.
Why are you walking before flying? Silly. Dead.
Man, I'm so hungry I could eat a Hershey chocolate bar RN.
Just a
No.
quick warning. While I'm mostly better, I still have a light bit of a cough, and it does sneak up on me a bit more because it's less frequent now.
No worries.
But it is less bad.
I was looking through my Twitter lists the other day, and I'm still on Shoiho's VTubers that I would eat list.
Oh no.
Okay, ending my
Tibexo
turn.
723.
I
LMAO what? Sweehoa BT. CC you look really
mean,
tasty.
fair.
Sweehoa BT. So we're staying on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a harpy when I finally get my full model. Would I wonder if I would just taste like chicken, basically.
If you ever get a cough again, you should get a cough drop brand called Sucrets. Tibexo 723. NGL I eat Hershey too. Ghost host Ghost Stram.
Yeah.
Works super good. Tibexo 723.
Well, if you have cough drops, I should probably go get. Actually, I should probably grab them in a moment, but so forgot to bring them. But secrets,
I usually just get
I had to make
halls.
sure. I had to make sure I could actually have those though, because I have a really messed up gut. Oh, it's right here. Okay, it seems like I would be able to have them.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, it's always nice when I find something that, you know, doesn't melt my innards. Me loving spicy food is really ironically kind of lore accurate because birds are immune to capsaicin.
Nice.
I just realized that earlier today, although it wasn't quite immune while I was sick because it did make me cough a bit more. Although that was probably just because I made it extra spicy. Still tasty though.
Also, Shuewa, are we gaming tomorrow?
What you gaming tomorrow?
Are we phasmoing?
Sweehoa BT.
Let's go.
Yeah, I got a Phasmo with you guys at some point. I just, you know.
Do you
Geez, everyone's
phasmo?
been so busy recently. I have Phasmo, I just haven't done it.
IDK what time?
I actually haven't played it yet.
Well, damn.
Sweehoa BT.
I have
OMG
it, but I
joy.
haven't played it.
Same time as last time is
I
fine
have
with me.
Reaper too.
Sweet BT.
Yee.
That's perfect to play
Well, I have
with
to
us.
figure out a few different things.
It's perfect that you haven't played it at all because you'll be super scared.
Sweet BT.
Scary things are a bit weird with me.
Smiley
It's like
face.
some things that you wouldn't think scare me will, and then things that totally should just don't. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, it
Like,
all
I'll get
depends on
paranoid
how
about-
well it's made.
Ghost host Ghost Stram.
Yeah.
We've
Well, I
gathered a
mean,
list of
because
others
I've heard
enters
like
those show
some of the
yes.
things in Phasmo just feel more like a meme B
Yeah.
movie, but then some of them are genuinely horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm still working on figuring out my schedule with things and balancing that
least
with
things have stayed interesting.
Zypha's schedule, adjusting and work and things.
Sweet
But
BT.
I am looking forward to
LOL.
more time catching up with friends.
See,
Do
I
you have a
have
lockpick,
lock
or-
picks, or I could just do this.
I mean, yeah, but you aren't really caring about going quietly.
No.
Sweet BT.
Oh, it's
Some are
the,
super
that
scary, I
rat.
agree, but the house maps are mimi.
Yeah.
Isn't that the absolute?
The rat?
Kind of, yeah, listening through the rat or something else?
Yeah, that's the voice of the absolute.
Wait. So, hold on. How is that woman's brain turned to mush so quickly, and yet this rat is just vibing?
Because it's a cranium rat. It's a special one.
Okay, so why is it a cranium rat, though?
You don't see the little glowy
Why
thing
is-
on its head?
I see the glowy thing on its head, but why is it? Why is that?
Sweet
What?
BT.
How does that work?
Hershey 3
Dunno.
nom Hershey 3 nom.
So effectively, some rat powered by the absolute is able to like hold the absolute's influence
doing,
without having any
Matter of
repercussions. Yet
Sip how you doing, cousin?
a full-grown
Have you ever tried
person
sour
in
cola?
of many fists literally just couldn't hold for more than a minute.
Yeah. I guess the rat's just built
Either-
different.
Or that particular person was very, very not.
Must have been some other oozing stick.
I think sour cola is literally just Sprite, no?
No, sour cola is more. So you know bitters, right?
I keep forgetting. What are we supposed to be
Alright.
doing?
So Sprite's almost like that, but a lot more sugar and carbonation.
We are troublemakers.
Like it's
Keep your mucky little peep out
hard
peeled.
lemon.
Ah.
It's the difference between like.
What's the name of that river down there?
So cola has its own particular
The Sioux,
twinge,
Heavy black heart.
that little bitterness, that sort
Whatever
of
it's called, it's
back of the mouth
impressive.
sort of feel,
And it
like when you have
tastes
like
great.
many other colas. It's different because with like Sprite, you don't get that cola back end, that weird bitter. You just get
Did you
sour
go for a
and
swim
sweet
earlier?
I
with
see.
carbonation.
Hi, Saki.
Nah,
It's
don't
like
know how to swim.
they're very minute.
Must have been some other
I don't have the right
oozing
words to
stick in
describe
your
it, but there's
float
very subtle
down.
differences in like what you'll find in the flavor. Although I have to say, one thing that bugs me about Sprite is they overcarbonate the
Keep
bottles.
forgetting.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to be
Like,
doing?
Wizard told
I
us to
get
watch
it.
for troublemakers.
If you're trying to make sure they maintain carbonation over a distance and they last a while longer, but when you're serving it, you want it to not be as carbonated.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I guess like dispenser Sprite
What's the
is
name
better
of that
because more
river
watered
down
down and it's not nearly as
Wizard
carbonated.
called it the Sioux,
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Maybe
Whatever
maybe
it's
Australian
called, it's
Sprite tastes
impressive.
different.
And it tastes great.
It is a bit. We tend to have less sugar in our stuff.
Gotcha.
We have stricter
Did you
regulations
go for a swim
around it.
earlier?
This is the front door to that fight that you started over there.
Don't know how
If you want to walk
swim.
this way and do the conversation.
I guess we can walk through there this way, right?
What's this, cousin? Another absolutist come to see what we did to poor old Sarin. Your god took her mind, cultist, so Bereki took her head, and I burned the flesh from her bones.
Making a lot of assumptions right now.
Now you come to interrupt the funeral rites. Yes, cousin. An excellent idea.
It didn't say anything.
Cousin says we will take you in return. He says you look just like kindling for Sarin's funeral pyre.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the wizard intimidation. Methods in Greece. Press me and you might see some real magic. Ooh, that's a difficulty 20.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
no.
think he's scared.
Well, it is a promise, regardless. I don't
Yeah.
want to roll again.
Yes. Yes!
He sounded so excited to fight us.
He wanted to. He wasn't gonna listen anyway. He just wants to show off.
Ow.
Oh, did I? Yeah. Sorry.
I'm already on fire now, so might as well just stay in fire.
Melted chocolate.
Owie.
Can't even catch my breath.
Yeah.
Not like Sarin! Not like her!
He was really begging there.
Dead.
Yeah.
Owie. Neck hurts.
Aww. Gotta get you some one of those support pillows to help sort of let your neck rest a bit. I need to get one of those actually.
Finally, we can have a turn again.
Yay. Too many methods.
And they're all made out of grease.
Another fight. Let's go.
Hence, highly flammable. You got that? Yeah. You got that. That works. What the? Oh my goodness, the music just started playing fits so well I picked the right one. I picked the right one.
I like that since they missed us, we can keep playing.
They're just like, eh.
How metal
They're
is it
dashing
that
in.
How metal is it that my lyre is on fire?
That is very metal. We were playing the right song for it.
Ah. Lae'zel got proned.
So I just noticed you were playing music. I was like, oh, I'm a bard. I should jump in on that. Hold on. Can I? This one got so much fire anyway. Let me just find the right trajectory for this. Are you still in the middle of the room? Where are you at?
There. And there.
And over there. Do you mind if I bisect the battlefield?
You do whatever you want.
I know they're immune to fire damage, but basically... Yeah, I was hoping there would be, like, a knockback effect if they were in it already.
No, just
I
damage.
was wrong. It's... I was kind of thinking it would, like, push them... never mind. I was wrong. I do have a separate way of dealing with this, though. what else do I have? Yeah, I'll go continue on what I was doing before. Their aim is not that great. Baba. There. Yeah. There we are.
Doing my best not to fly through your firewall.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I think I'm gonna dispel it actually. Can I dispel that?
I mean, the grease methods will take damage from it.
Well, yeah, true. I'll probably leave it up then. I'm just thinking about what would be better. Oh, I should probably move this up here. I am going to... yeah. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. Mm-hmm. Where do we have a fire method still? Down here. Okay. So I've poured water on them. And then I get... oh dear. Right after I put out the fire there.
Oops.
It kind of worked. I was going
Did you
to
see what I
hit them
did?
after I doused it. Yeah, that was kind of clever.
Yeah, sucked them right into your wall.
Yeah. And then that caused a splash over here, which then automatically ignited and killed the...
I'm not really
explosion.
sure how, but pop off, I guess.
I mean, you take the W's you can, you know? You take the W's you can.
Also, I'm not sure how I sucked my character in.
Oh, we got more grease.
One.
That's one greasy boy.
There's still 2 grease balls down there that haven't joined the fight. All the way
I can
down
deal with
there.
it later. If there's one thing I know about like fantasy buildings, it's how overbuilt the scale is relative to reality.
Yeah.
That's like archers like this can exist, clearly. But like Considering how much of it is collapsed, like, so you see how much of it is collapsed or broken away, and then you have to think, so what's supporting the ceiling above? Because those arches serve a purpose.
Yeah.
And huge swaths are just not there anymore. Like, by all logic, sinkholes should be dotting the surface a lot more often.
Yeah.
This is just not... This is just not, like, yeah, we find some collapsed areas, but then you see huge chunks like that where, very clearly, a lot more of the ceiling should have caved in. I don't know, it just gets to me. Alright, let's swing over there and set these things ablaze. Oh, that's not gonna work. Can I launch it that one then? Yes, I can. Kaboom. I believe that was an apt use of that. Alright. What? Let me just, Shield of Faith myself.
Blood comes easy these days.
Because what I'm about to do is, going to hurt.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
Oh. I am glad I cast that on myself at that point. Sometimes you just gotta brace for the worst.
Still alive. So that's progress.
You've left Mayvel up here.
It just purposely ungroups them so that Lae'zel wouldn't walk through fire.
Ah, fair enough. Well, there's no fire anymore, so we're good. Anyway, were we supposed to go through here? Yeah. Got Saren's skeleton. We need a skull.
Assume nothing.
Looting them all?
Yep.
Okay. Should I open that chest?
Go for it.
Okay. Scorched Book. Supreme Elixir of Arcane Cultivation.
Pretty good.
Elixir of Guileful Movement and Drought Poison. I have an interesting thought. The spell Create or Destroy Water, does it actually, like, make water? Or does it, like,
Yes.
draw moisture out of the air to make water?
If anything, it would probably be drawing water from the plane of water.
Ah.
If it
So
was
it's
drawing it from somewhere.
effectively- So it's literally drawing water from an entire realm of water.
Yes. If it were to be drawing water from somewhere, that's where it would draw water from.
Like, so there is literally an entire plane of just water.
Yes, there's elemental planes of all the elements. That's why there's grease mepids, because there's like a plane of grease.
So wait,
The planes that
So
are like
there's a-
grease and ash and all that are like the mixing points of two elemental planes.
okay, I'm starting to get it now. So in a sense, nothing is created nor destroyed, but everything can swap between planes. So it seems as if it's being created, but it's really just being borrowed.
I think there's a lot of stuff that is created and destroyed in the D&D universe. I don't think it follows the rules of physics.
It'd be neat to actually find a way to sort of unite the two ideas.
Yeah.
Like, there is infinite, like, potential energy. Therefore, nothing is really created nor destroyed because it was infinite to begin with.
Yeah.
It's just being borrowed from different sources throughout time and space to make different things happen. Which itself actually aligns with the stagnant universe theory that people used to have, and the concept of there was a brief like alchemical concept of like, so you know, like the humors theory on like living things, like the four humors. Like there was like black bile, yellow bile, blood, and forgetting the other one. But then basically there's like the concept of heavenly humors, which are like beyond the world itself.
Won't stop me yet.
It was some other concept. It's just neat to see that sort of could be a
Yeah.
reflection of like those other planes of elements. I wonder how much they actually drew from some of the older theories of the world. Alright, so where are we supposed to go to next? Down this way?
Dota, thank you for the raid.
Dotanek, I haven't tucked of a raid message yet.
Dota! Hey,
I
hey!
haven't tucked of a raid message
Welcome!
yet. Varian.
How are you?
I haven't tucked of a raid message yet.
Welcome
Debbie
in.
Sir Rose.
Welcome,
I
welcome,
haven't tucked
Dota!
of a raid message yet. Oceano
Hi,
1203.
Minty!
I haven't tucked of a raid message yet. Eliabian.
How was your
I
stream?
haven't tucked of a raid message yet. Dotain one wiggle. I haven't tucked of a raid message yet. Dotain one wiggle. I haven't tucked of
Hi,
a raid
Chair.
message yet. Dotain one
Hi,
wiggle. I
Ellie.
haven't tucked of a raid message yet. Dotain one wiggle. I haven't tucked of a raid message yet. Dotain one wiggle. I haven't
You
tucked of a
copied the
raid
full
message
thing.
yet. Dotain one wiggle. Dotanek. LMAO Minchi IYU at me.
I usually catch,
Dotanek.
I was hanging out and watching their stuff a little bit before as I
CHA1RMAN430.
was waking up,
I
getting ready
haven't
for
thought
this.
of a raid
Aw.
message yet.
Yeah.
Eliabian.
Dota's
That's
awesome.
What your bot spits
All of
out,
you are
Dota
awesome.
LOL.
Yeah.
Minchi Midori.
Whoop, I just
Oh,
slipped
shoot,
on grease.
Dotain one
Thank you
piece,
for
I
the
copied
follow.
whole thing. Dotanek. He
So anyways, if any of you don't know me from Dota's channel, I'm Hershey, the chocolate shape-shifting VTuber, completely made out of chocolate, but you wouldn't eat your friends, right?
Right?
Hope your stream went well, Dota.
Dotanek. Hush so nom nom.
And I'm playing here with Raven.
Yeah.
Raven introduction.
I have a sweet tooth, sorry.
Do you have anything you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, I mean, my introduction is, hi, Celestial Harpy, and I don't really have a proper introduction yet, but if you want to know what happened, essentially, I am Space Burb, but not like alien space, like, you know, Star Burb. I'm Burb person.
Bird.
Anyway, I'm Bird. And, well, everyone might joke about eating Hershey. I'm the one who has to be worried about being eaten because apparently I taste like chicken, so... But yeah, it's nice to see you all. Yeah, I need to set up a proper like lore video. I have a concept of like
Hush so nom nom chimp.
Chimkin.
how Ray is, but I don't have any proper storyline really. I'm just your happy average urban, slightly eldritch harpy, with powers that probably should not be abused, but are slightly.
There's someone down here that we know.
Neat. Shadowheart slipped on more grease. Someone down here we know.
If any of you
Is
needs
this
to
what I
raid
think
and
it
run,
is?
no hard feelings.
Chimkin. Yeah, Chimkin. It's Arabella and
Yeah.
a few others.
Arabella seems not to notice you as you approach. She's as intent on examining a peculiar stone as she is unbothered by the corpses littered on the ground.
Arabella.
Yeah, this is a.
Hey! I had a feeling you'd show up. It's sort of our thing, like it's fate or something. Check out the stone. It's magic. Incredible, right?
Arcana, study the stone. Eee.
Nice.
Oh, come on. I'm rolling again on that one.
Yep, those are
Yeah,
just
that's
some
a bit high.
rocks.
HHM, I'm getting footsies.
Enjoy foods,
You are
Dota.
flooded with memories of the distant past. Creatures slain, lovers reunited, spells
long as the foods aren't
crackling
me.
through the air. The stone holds records of all who have passed by it. Arabella is collecting them. It's as natural as breathing for her.
Bandits came at me with daggers. They didn't know who they were messing with.
Have you picked on this on your own this whole time?
Yep, and I like it that way. Bone Man told me to follow the weave, to let it guide me. I've learnt a lot thanks to him, and I'm still learning.
Okay.
And I've only scratched the surface. I want to know everything. Bone Man was right. The weave will take care of me. I just need to listen.
I'm not sure about that. The weave isn't necessarily benevolent.
Don't worry about me, I'll be just fine. I'll see you soon enough. Bone Man said so.
Okay then.
Bone Daddy.
Sounds suspiciously familiar.
Assume nothing.
There are mods that transform his name into Bone Daddy instead of Withers.
The weave being the fabric of how magic works in its essence entirely isn't exactly a benevolent force, is it?
Nope. It's just a tool.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
Although-
it's like AI. You can use it as a tool, but there's definitely horrible ways you can use
Some
it.
bad uses of it. Yep. But there's also some really good ways you can use it.
Yeah. Like medical
Like-
research.
Or, hey, can I prototype this building facade? Can you give us an idea of what that might look like if we go ahead with this design? No, I want to change colors. Can we try it with this color instead? How about with this different shaping? Using it to sort of like brainstorm is good, I think.
Yeah. As long as it's not stealing other
Uh,
people's creations without consent.
I agree. The real issue is more... It's stealing other people's creations if it's used under the case of claiming it as being its own ownership.
Aside from
The issue is more... How do we define how we learn and how an AI learns? That's more of a deep conversation, but in short, we learn by observation and then replication and adaptation, and neural networks work the same way. The only difference is one has agency and the other one is just fed data and is just more efficient at it than people. The problem is allowing people to misuse it is a huge problem to a lot of other people, and it's something that needs, you know, I don't know, it's a fascinating topic. I just get carried away. It's one of those conundrums. I'm like, I do agree though. It's it has been misused a lot recently.
Yeah.
And it's also very energy inefficient. That's one of the biggest issues, is making it not as wasteful and resource intense. Sharons are using House of Grief to cover for their presence of Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I'll bring that
Then
up.
that's where we need to go. My parents are in there somewhere.
Yeah, okay. I guess the weave really is kind of like AI in that sense. In that you can string together a lot of things and it will kind of get it, but if you mess up in your inputs, your output can be something you did not ask for. Yeah, let me just do this spell. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but you mess up one thing, and the weave just completely misinterprets what you were going for. It really is like AI or coding. I remember there was a short actually where it's more like programming, like magic is more like programming.
Yeah.
And if it's like that, you could also argue it's kind of like spaghetti programs or spaghetti code, where someone has slapped together so many different strings to make something work, to the point that even the most experienced people can't read it or make any sense of it. It would be like forbidden magic, but not because it's powerful, but because no one can really know what it's going to do for sure, and it's probably broken in some fundamental way, held together by, like, duct tape and dreams equivalent of magic. It's like, yes, I need to hold the potato for me to cast Fireball. No, it doesn't work if I don't use the potato. Yes, if I do not have the potato, it will not happen. Also, it tends to happen like 2 meters above and then come down on everything. Just wait, it's buggy. I don't know. I know I have to hold a potato in my left hand and then cast it. No, I don't know why I require potato. Oh yeah, AI for ship hosting for sure. I mean, that's its best use. Alright, which way are we going again? Is it this way?
I think we're just exploring.
Okay. Because there's this down here. We killed these. What's behind this door? Oh, chest. Hmm. Locked. You got that experience to lockpick that?
What's that? Give me trouble now.
Oh, I just thought, like... Imagine if that really is how magic goes, and then there was another extension on that. Like, you could have, as an example of forbidden magic, you have these tomes of someone who was like an aspiring student of like a wizard's like convent, and they all make a huge
That might be worth it though.
huge mistake in like how they're writing up some spells, and what they've written is so nonsensical but so dangerous that they've just bound it and hidden it, and so you find these forbidden like spells somewhere, and no one's really sure if they're safe to cast or not. So they just go, no, don't. And that's why you find these leather-bound books that are then chained up and left in the basement of some dusty old library, forgotten for hundreds of thousands of years, and then someone walks in and finds it in these adventure games, and it's like, yeah, we'll cast this spell that totally is very useful and isn't, you know, chained up and closed with a padlock behind 7 locked doors and a hidden key in a chest somewhere. Surely this can't backfire, right? It's like, why does it have to always be, oh, some great mage who was very smart made this thing and no one can make sense of it? Why can't it be some bumbling newbie came in and did some stuff like a haphazard coder, and their writing was so nonsensical and it was ripping off every other mage they could, but still written in such a way that no mage can understand it and no one is willing to risk casting it? Because we all know what happens if you have a spell you don't know and you try to cast it, things can go very wrong. It's like 90% of those spells. I would love to see a case where you find a freaking supposedly legendary forgotten tome, and you manage to unlock it. You open it, it's nonsensical, and then you try to cast it and it does nothing. Like, you go through all this effort as a mage, you figure something out, and you're like, you finally decipher it, and you discover it literally doesn't work. And then you try a little differently, and it just kills you. That's it. It either doesn't work, or it kills you. And you've spent like the entire time trying to find it. Hi, Demonberry. Oh, I hear we should probably head over there. Is that where it's supposed to go?
I mean, we're probably nowhere near our destination of the Mummy Lord's Den.
True. We still have to search a bit more.
I'm just saying that the place that we're supposed to go isn't anywhere near us. But you can explore around down here as much as you like.
Undercity ruins. Oh, there's people here.
It makes 2 waypoints. That's a shopkeep.
Oh.
Also, this is the Orin place. Also,
yeah,
we
I can
are
tell from the blood on the floor.
We are actually at our destination here.
We are?
Yes.
You said we were nowhere near.
Well, I lied, apparently.
Penitent looks at you silently.
Thank you for the head pat,
There's the slight...
No, you could. Oh my goodness. Grading time. Odd giant fingernails.
Penitent.
Now kill him.
Your violence hasn't...
You just needed to buy that, didn't they?
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. namely for druids and
My path be true.
barbarians.
What to do?
We can talk later.
Nice, he
Okay.
dropped my gold.
So that was all we had to find? Is this actually a door, or is it just bricked off to look like this?
Indolence breeds
Well, I guess it's
madness.
an actual door, but it's been bricked over. Like it's fully sealed from behind there.
I'm done. I can't wait to sleep.
There's a book on the floor. Passage of Penitence. Certified. A new passage takes odor, adding a common refrain from a darker verse. There's a passageway down here.
Did you check the pouch?
Pouch of what? Oh, that pouch? I hadn't. Oh, there's the skull. Rotten eggs, rotten cheese, gold. Nice. I didn't even see that. Oh, there's the ghost. Shall we go to drop off the head?
Sure. I mean, we have a
believe
teleport
that's
point to come back here, so.
Something's happening to it.
Yeah. There's no teleport point there, though. We had to walk that way.
Yeah.
Nice that we found our way out of here.
Yep.
It was up this way, wasn't it?
An efficient path.
If... It's just the grease.
Did we go too far?
I think we went too far. Yeah, no, it's the other way. Up higher into the grease. That way. Up here.
No time to rest.
That one guy who literally killed the cultists, then immediately decided to fight us, like, yeah.
Assume nothing.
Answers, Karen said. Healing word and mass healing word. Useful for maybe someone. Alright. Now we have to find the mummy lord thing. Where would we go next?
Undercity Ruins teleport.
The Undercity Ruins?
Yeah, Undercity Ruins, the very bottom one.
In there now? Alright.
So if we were to go to the other way, that would be Orin.
Yeah. So this way?
Yep.
What's inside?
Gate.
Don't waste a step. Here we go.
End Mystic Carrion's immortality. Yep. Mystic Carrion's immortality, okay. Of course it was going to be trapped.
All right. What now?
You have a curse on you that makes you take damage each time you cast a spell.
And?
Just say.
So that's the curse for opening the chest?
Yep.
I'm glad it's on Virtue then. Because
No, it's on all of
Shadowheart.
us.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on. Can't stay idle.
Spell wrought necrosis.
Don't know if it counts towards smites.
Hi Blair. Welcome, welcome. Let me see, can I? We can't do anything yet. I'll have to move to next turn. Yeah, those hands. Those hands be handsy. So what makes him a greater zombie?
More health.
Is that really it?
I don't know the lore behind it. But yeah, basically.
won't be the first time I caught one of your streams. I believe it was Niwa who told me about you when I was obsessed with harpies.
Oh yeah, it is you. Well, welcome. Yeah. I'm a harpy. It'll take a while for my actual model to be done up, but for now I'm using this one, the Suika model. I'm just playing some Baldur's Gate with Hershey. We're in the final act, actually, so it'll be good to get this one eventually. Thank you for the follow, XR40, X4. Thank you, thank you. Hello.
X4R2. BTW, you're on Just Chatting. Blair_Dreamer.
Oh, I am on Just Chatting?
Kinda same
Oh
you
no.
could say.
Whoops. I was sure I'd set it properly, but now it should be proper. There we are. That fixes that. Must have made a mistake and didn't hit update. Oh, it still says chatting. Oh no. Hold on. There we are. That works. Let's see. Yeah. Split. Ignis doesn't count as casting a spell, does it?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't seem that Shadowheart got hurt from that. If we pick up the curse.
Certainly would have counted for anti-epic spite.
Certainly would have. Should have. Oh, that already missed it. Yeah, it probably did actually. No, it affected. I'm
breathing, despite everything. What do I have to lose?
I actually would like to know, That's a lot of treasure.
Oh, enough waiting.
There's a
I
whole
crave
golden in
blood.
there.
Just so.
Gold, sure, but nothing.
That's curious.
Oh. That's small. Malice. Necrotic resistance, gold. It's all pretty normal. My guess is the switch would be on the opposite side of the room. Or maybe by one of these pillars.
What lies within?
They've been carved into with writing. No, I'm just gonna read it. Probably not too important. Let's see. We smashed that door in.
Not as bad as it could have.
There should be a... Give me some stuff. Oh, how did you unlock it?
Gruesome sight.
Lockpick.
A necromantic ritual,
You
perhaps?
just lockpicked it?
Yep.
Where was the pick? Where's the lock to pick on that?
Don't know. But I take the win that we get.
I don't... okay. Fair enough. Take the W you get. What's this then?
Blackets will be done.
Oh dear. Yeah, that entire body has been... Mystic Carrion.
This thing has a chill of death to it. Necromantic magic.
Yep. Hey, there's a brimmed hat in there. Nice.
A zombie hiding a jar granting immortality. The life's work of an
Where is
unstable
the,
mind.
So, one of the zombies has the jar of his immortality, according to this note.
And that was it? Probably? Because I just picked it up.
No. One of the zombies.
Oh.
One of the 3 zombies, probably. That we met.
Yeah. Let me just find...
I will take my pick.
No, Shadowheart that picked it up. I'm just trying to find it because I know I picked up a jar of Mystic Carrion's brain. Brain,
give up
ancient
now.
darkness pulses from within.
Come on, open
So,
up.
we have his brain. We're looking for something different, are we?
His heart.
His heart? Yeah.
That's the source of his immortality.
So one of the zombies has it.
Here's his liver.
Action, not reaction.
Might as well get all the parts that are hanging around. So where would he be? I don't want the severed torso. Why did I pick that up? Ugh. Just eat it.
Let's have a look.
Let's see, we're going back up and gonna find Undercity ruins. Okay.
Message of penitence. Oh, we're back.
Yep. We should probably head up and
confront the zombies.
Ghost host ghost
Yeah.
scram.
One of them
Never
probably
get
has it
that
already.
feeling of deja vu? I sure do. I
One of
remember
them
eating
is at the
Philly steak
Basilisk
while
Cave.
watching two swag beans by the name of Hershey and REI play Baldur's Gate 3.
Ever get that feeling of deja vu? I sure do. I remember eating a Philly steak while watching
Nice.
two
And I'm
swag
doing
beans.
it again, oh shoji OBMOD.
Repeating Baldur's Gate 3. I'm doing it again. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You enjoy.
In the case of
Alright.
deja vu, it's not deja vu if it actually has happened before.
Well, that's not exactly true. It can end up having happened, but it's not remembering whether it has happened or not. It's not being sure in the moment, but feeling that familiarity despite not knowing for sure whether it really did or didn't happen.
Yeah.
So you can have a sense of deja vu and then learn it actually did happen later, and it was still deja vu.
I low-key be thinking it happened
But
in
it's
a
like a
different
very
multiverse.
particular unfamiliar familiarity.
Nice.
But it can come from an event that actually happened.
I teleported to the Basilisk Gate.
Yep. I walked up. Let's go past the gate and find the zombos. There we are. There it is. We'll talk to that zombie beggar.
Find the boats. You'll find Thrumbo. That's all I know.
Find the boats, you'll find Thrumbo, is all he said.
Don't know if we actually met Thrumbo or not.
I think we did.
I don't remember if that was before or after the crash.
Oh, maybe it didn't. Yeah, we'll have to find Thrumbo. We're gonna find Thrumbo. And yeah.
Teleport to the
Keep side strand. Yeah. The multiverse? Maybe. Oh no, there's blood down here. We probably did. Yep, all the dead, water people.
We must tell Thrumbo, the quest says.
Yep.
After you.
What are you doing in here?
The man's stench is unmistakable. Death, decay, despair. This must be Thrumbo, the runaway mystic carrion was so eager for you to retrieve.
This is my spot. Go on, find your own.
Leave. Maybe it has to be me to talk to him since I was the first one.
You came back. Please, tell me you found a way to destroy Mystic Carrion.
Oh, because the other one was missing because we had, or for a while, didn't we?
Yeah, but I don't think Orb was here for this one.
Hey, I mean, nothing's stopping you from doing that out at some point. But I mean, yeah. Mine isn't even that fleshed out. I just went with the vibes that I was going with at the time. I'm pretty comfy with that. Let's see. Where Carrion keeps his canopic jar. It's inside your chest. Because he's left them inside the people. Inside the zombies.
You should destroy them. Get rid of every rotten part of him. Be careful though. He'll know you did it, and he'll be really angry.
Did you just tell him it's inside him?
You came back.
Not yet.
Please, tell me
Alright,
you
well, let
found
me
a
get,
way to destroy Mystic
Rushy
Carrion.
to tell him.
What? His rotten heart was inside of me this whole time.
Blair_Dreamer.
Get it out.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's
I have to
but
get
I
it
feel
out.
right with doing who is most developed.
That's the one of it. Oh, did you?
Slimy
How did you do
bastard.
that?
He
Alright.
peeped it
Hid
up.
it in me the whole time. Please, take that foul thing and grind it to
And that's why he
dust.
wanted you back.
Blair_Dreamer.
He wanted his
Maybe in the future.
one back because he hid it inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do all of them have a part of him then?
Probably.
So won't they eventually die without him there? Is that what's powering them?
I mean, this one just peeped up his heart and he's fine.
For now. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I get that. And thank you for the break too. Thank you, Ghosty. Maybe in the future. But yeah. I'm really glad that you have your, like, your
This
current
jar fights back.
Blair looks really cute. Your current design. Your current character. I can see in like the profile. Very sweet. I love witchy vibes. Although that does make me want to make like a witch outfit for Ray.
Shall we destroy the heart of Mystic
I've
Carrion?
actually thought about that a bit. Well, yeah, I guess we will be. Where do we destroy it though? Do we just smash it?
Yeah.
Throw it against the wall?
Drop all the organs you have of his.
Oh yes, see? He's a witch by
We'll destroy them all at once with a great boom?
Might as well.
Yeah, one moment. Let me, where's the one I have?
Blair_Dreamer. I love him. Alright. Let me just do some shooting. Ow. Let me just attach Shadowheart and move Shadowheart down here.
It is vulnerable to fire damage. Immune to physical damages.
Good. This is for a long rest usually, but I don't usually use this spell, so I'm going to use the really... Actually, no, I can use the other spell for that. I just remembered.
Solid victims.
And then I can just throw it.
Nothing but ashes left of that jar now.
It destroyed the door.
Yeah.
Did it hurt? No. Thrombo's fine.
I have a lot on my mind. And well,
It only slightly hurt me. Alright. Shall we go and check on, Mystic Carrion?
Please! We don't have time to waste. Carrion's heart must be destroyed.
That's at Philgrave's mansion, isn't
You
it?
did? Then what are you waiting for? You must destroy the rest of him. Put that monster in the grave where he belongs.
Well, last thing to do is to kill him.
Wait, what?
Kill Mystic Carrion.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna kill Thrombo for a moment.
Lower City
Okay,
Central
what?
Wall.
I was like, Thrombo did nothing wrong?
Depends on who you ask.
I mean, he's not wrong, but I mean, he's turning into a leaf. He's a little scrungly and weird, but you know, he just wants to live and make a new life for himself. His new life.
I can think
So,
of
I
a
mean-
handful of clerics that would say that by being in existence, he is a sin unto himself.
Yeah, but remember, none of those clerics are or a
Or what?
Talos cleric.
You're
A
cutting
Talos
out.
cleric will literally. Oh, sorry. I was saying none of them are a Talos cleric, and a Talos cleric will laugh in the face of death to just mess with it. Just fuck with people.
What
That's the whole
happened?
thing. I engaged Mystic Carrion.
Oh, I was waiting for you at the teleport point. I didn't realize you were
I
walking all
walked
the way
around the
there.
entrance.
Right on my feet.
Well, I thought I'd take the scenic route. I'm sorry, I wanted to walk up there because it wasn't that far. And it was a whole thing in its own. Alright, I'm not gonna aim at that. I am going to enter heavy.
Did he not say anything before you started fighting?
He immediately was hostile. He was immediately hostile. I opened the door and it was just engagement.
Stay out of sight. You are
Was he supposed to talk?
I don't know. Just asking.
You don't know.
Legendary action, Torrential Undeath. Once per turn, upon being hit, Mystic Carrion can use Torrential Undeath. Torrential Undeath. Unleash a barrage of spiritual energy, granting undead guardian wraiths while haunting other creatures with wraithful spirits.
Wraithful spirits? Are you kidding
Or
me?
wrathful spirits.
Sorry, I thought it was literally called Wraithful Spirits. Yeah, Witch Bunny Boy. Very cute. I love the design idea. Blair Dreamer is also such a good name. It's perfect. I know, it's quite a vibe. I vibe with it. It could.
Oh, his lungs are still intact somewhere.
Somewhere?
Yeah.
That's bad, right?
No, it just means he can't be silenced because his lungs are elsewhere.
So he's not quite immortal. We did destroy a few of his other things, didn't we? Oh no! I think I know why he was hostile. We destroyed his brain. So he's not thinking things through.
I see.
He's just
Wrathful
aggressive.
spirits.
Off the bat.
Spiritual energy has frightened this creature and is making it vulnerable to all damage.
Yeah. I think in particular, like, had it been, had we not destroyed the brain, he might have actually asked questions first. He's not even there in his head anymore. The spirits have taken over the body in challenge because he's not even present mentally. That's what I think is happening.
Affected entity is immune to all damage. When this effect ends, the entity will be healed for 6 to 48 hit points, unless it is ended by greater restoration or remove curse.
I won't give in.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Do we have a scroll of remove curse? We have one. There you go.
Time to strike.
Yippee!
What now? Victory awaits.
Oh, I guess he was a shopkeep. Oops.
Oh no.
Time to push my luck again.
Ish good fight. Let's see.
My game may have crashed.
Oh no. Okay, then I'll leave and hopefully it'll auto save, or I've saved a bit sooner.
I don't know when the last autosave would have been.
Oh no.
Maybe when we entered the mummy lair?
Maybe. At least this time we can try and get the lungs.
This update is really buggy.
Yeah. I heard there was a lot of people complaining about it.
No use crying over spilled milk. Let's see the damage.
Let's see the complete and utter destruction of the effort we put in. I'm feeling kind of warm. I'm probably going to put on the fan that blows into the room. One moment.
So you're not gonna like this.
Alright.
So you're not gonna like this.
What?
Everything we've done this stream has been erased.
No.
Everything. Yeah.
Do we try and rush through and get to where we were, or?
I mean, that's up to you. We could just do something else entirely and come back to that later if you want.
Maybe. I don't know. What do we want to do?
Don't matter to me.
I don't know. I'll have to change the stream and everything again to something else. I should really stop calling it like dedicated stream titles and stuff. I should just change them to something that's neutral. so you don't feel locked into doing one thing. Yeah. We have a sip of coffee for a moment and think.
Looking ahead.
Well, that was fun. So, I'm going to end the YouTube side because that is something. That's just supposed to catch this. So I'm going to say bye-bye YouTube. Have a good one. I'm mostly just doing it to YouTube to, you know, plug things without having to do the upload separate. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there. Wah wah. And since we're now just on Twitch, I'll just change the title, I guess, to what do you feel like doing? Because I know you're like whatever, but like if we had any ideas, I'm down for repo or you're doing Phasmo tomorrow. I don't want to spoil on that. If I am able to jump in on it. Or we could end it, or we could try and continue. I'm not sure. I'm really bad when it comes to choices.
Is your will to play Baldur's Gate completely diminished?
It's not completely diminished. I'm not like dead for it, but I'm also kind of like, do we stop and do it later, or try and catch up to where we lost our progress? Because I'd at least like to get that to where we were. If we can't, then that's fine too.
Yeah.
It's just that you were kind of suggesting, because it sounded like you were kind of wanting to take a break from it too.
No, I'm down for whatever. But, like, I was saying that we could do something else in Baldur's Gate 3 instead of having to do that immediately, since it probably won't be as tedious if we go back to doing the quest later, because it's kind of like we're doing another playthrough, like we're doing the quest over.
Yeah, I misunderstood. I turned off the YouTube thing because I'm not too worried about logging everything super, like, refined or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to start up the YouTube thing again. Plus my bitrate will be a bit better without it.
Yeah, I get you.
Let's just do, let's see what else we can do in the world. But I would like to catch up after a bit.
Want to do a bank
probably
robbery?
Explore a bit more of the server.
I guess. It's a pretty important storyline to other sewer storylines.
Yeah, I guess. Let's pull a heist. Although I honestly don't think we need for gold.
It's a little more. It's a little more involved than that. They have a problem that we can help them with. We just so happened.
Or the robbers?
No, the bank. We just so happens to be able to lockpick our way through the vaults while we're in there.
Oh, so effectively, we're hired like security for a bank and rob the bank blind in the process.
Yeah.
Do you know how often that has happened in real life? Do you know how many banks have made the horrible mistake of hiring a new security firm and not doing enough background checks on them first? It's not zero. Yeah, I'll be ready to join when you might open it up. Yeah, you can join. There we are. Got the invite. Coming now. But yeah, there are several banks that have made the horrible decision to just trust off vibes effectively, which never goes well.
Yeah.
You know how going off vibes for hiring a security firm would go.
Yeah.
Wow, these people feel like they'll, give the vibes of very effective security. Yeah, for securing their own interests, not yours. Alright. Let's tele to Basilisk Gate.
Oh, if we're doing the bank heist, we need to go very far west. So,
okay.
Lower City Central Wall, probably.
Lower City Central Wall?
Baldur's Gate might be closer.
I forgot to link them.
Those clanking bricks.
Yo, it's the Baldur's Gate.
It's Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate.
It's Baldur's Gate from games such as Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 2, and Baldur's Gate 3. Oh my goodness, is that John Baldur's Gate?
Is that John Baldur?
John Baldur? John Baldur the Gate? You mean the goat? No, the gate. Honestly, the amount of brain rot in the world, I am so expecting that someone is going to make a parody game called Baldur's Gate.
I hate it.
I honestly believe someone's going to do that someday, and it will be a day in which everyone will cringe.
Everything.
Because it's such an easy leap to make, you know? Also, like, I've watched, I looked into a few historical bank heists, and some of the best ones are ones where, like,
Maybe if you're
the bank closed one day, opens after, like, a weekend, and then they just don't know why there's a hole in the floor and half the vault's missing.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's ever caught, because those are the people who actually got away with it, and you gotta wonder,
yeah,
the heck were they? You know? It's the fact that we don't know who they are that's the most frustrating. Not because they're criminals, but how they got away with it.
Welcome to the counting house. I'm head clerk Mead, honey. How may the Fellowship of Financiers serve you?
A relaxed tone and easy smile, but the halfling's shifting gaze gives it away. Something has him rattled.
Alright, I rolled a 1.
Retry. Let me just give you it. Oh, okay, that works.
Can't
I was gonna throw in a
imagine
bit
who would
more.
want to hear such a song. But as you will. A rather large and heavily armed fellow has accompanied headbanker Glitterbeard down to the vault. He's an unusual sort of customer, but the headbanker said he'd handle it, so it's fine. I'm sure we're just fine.
Sure, it's fine, hmm?
Honestly, that about describes him. Over a certain size, well, you'll begin to look the same. My eyesight, you see. The headbanker did seem to expect him, but he seemed frightened, too.
Would you? Oh, that's funny.
cool.
That would be most unusual. But then so is our visitor. Very well. Show the guards this temporary vault pass, and should my superior ask, keep my name out of it.
Mustn't have seen it.
If you don't mind, sir, I do believe you have your pass, and I...
Sorry, sir, but these people won't see to themselves.
My name's Hundley, but you can call me Breen.
Slower than usual today. You might be better off sticking your coin under your mattress.
Stay awake. Ooh.
Wouldn't loiter too long here, sir. Makes the guards nervous.
The stay awake made me think this guard needs a coffee.
Ogres don't come into banks though, so...
What's the direction we're supposed to go? No.
I can't remember.
Sharp as black bones.
Can we ask about?
Is that?
Was it through this middle door?
Counting House
I believe
Guard
it's through
is
the
very
middle door.
unhappy about you messing with forbidden items. It
Here
seems
it
you've made a
is.
run.
Who are you talking to? I can't even join your
The guard.
conversation.
Keep your own vaults and you'll be fine. Okay, I just spoke to the guard on the left, the cash guard captain.
You didn't say anything to me.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought it would let you in on the conversation, but you were too far away, maybe.
Is that?
No, the left. We're going through the middle door by the benches.
Oh.
Yeah, I spoke with this one,
Coin Maiden smile on you.
but they had their whole conversation. Apparently, I had a bank
Oh.
pass.
Yeah, that was from me.
Yeah.
I couldn't find this place.
Yeah, it was the big gate door next to the counter.
Is that?
Well, at least I found it.
This way.
Yay. Okay. Comfy time. Why is my camera up here?
Mind your manners down here, sir.
Oh, there we are.
Titles don't mean much once you're in the vault.
Just need to
You
see your
spoke
vault pass, please. Looks in order. Blessed day to you.
Perception is successful. Perception is successful.
That's curious.
Yeah, all of the
Security
traps
measures.
which are deactivated for us. That's one big vault.
Now we can loot.
It's like honor system past the point, isn't it? You would expect guards to accompany in here,
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
you know?
Yeah.
Are they that lazy? Or their security is literally just trash?
Still alive. So that's...
Please wait here. A staff member will retrieve your items.
Please wait here, a staff member will retrieve your items. And these are like gilded gates that you have to have special keys to get through.
Or, now hear me out. You can use a teleportation arrow or Misty Step. Because they're open gates.
Which is a really bad design flaw. Yes, it's pretty, but why? I guess you're going to be doing all the main stealing. Also, considering the complexity of these doors in their construction, you know? Well, time to break the bank to pieces. Oh, the reputation of the security is going to be so far through the floor after this.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's an interesting spell.
Casual 30 on my lockpicking roll.
Please refrain from entering until a staff member has opened the way for you.
Right, they're clever about this, but they aren't that clever. Or rather, they haven't really figured that some people can fly. Oh, Shadow Heart's gotten in a loop. You should see Shadow Heart's gotten into a loop.
Oh, guess this vault was empty.
You're gonna fly over that. I opened one of them, just had the key for it. Approach any vault but your own. Make sure the number before attempting opening. Do not ask your cash card for lock stores or carrying valuables. Their own security. No tipping. No tipping. Following temporary note attached to the sign. Warning: wet floor unsafe to use device is powered by bottled lightning. So let me guess. We use some lightning. So I'm noticing that leak in the ceiling or wall. Yeah, leak in the wall. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Black.
For current door codes, please refer to the head banker's office. Highest security clearance only.
For current bank codes. It's a 9-digit, so it's 9 characters, a 4 or 6-digit code. One.
Nice. Lots of scrolls.
1, 3. One, 3, 5. 7? No. Me just hard cracking the vault code.
Dang, that's the first roll I failed.
No. 1, 3, 5.
Wow, I'm doing horrible in this lock.
Yo, I just brute forced the vault code.
Nice.
I'm just good with like I'm good with probability and numericism, and it's not that hard to pull a 4-digit code with 9 characters. A 9-character pin is very easy to crack. Let's just to be honest, a 10-character pin is a little slower, but like this is why ideally you would use hexadecimal, but like a base 16 6-character pin. But you know, this works too. Honestly, it's a really shit security system. There's a reason banks don't use 9-digit PIN as the main security for the vaults anymore. It's, if I can figure it out, either I'm a genius or, you know, their security system is really crap. Like normally, you would have it set off an alarm after 2 failed attempts.
Yeah.
But this just lets you retry and retry. And that's just bad security design.
Moving.
If you hadn't figured it out by the time I got here, I would just lockpick it.
Yeah.
Hush your fussing. Nine Fingers had this one made especially.
But the stories...
Stories. Tall tales and big names, lad. Don't let them fool you. Elminster the Archmage, Drist the Drow Exile. Heroes have power, aye, but not half so much as we do. A little coin into the right purse. A soft word in the right ear. It's not glory that spins these plains, lad. It's gold. See? Now. Moradin's cracked clay.
Yeah.
There is no gold in here. If there is one thing Minsk hates more than beasts with bad breath.
I I almost feel bad for that mimic. I almost feel bad
It is
for it.
those who are tricksome with the truth. And turnips. But you are no turnip. Let that be of comfort in your final moments.
I kind of like that guy. Minsk is kind of. He's got a bit of charisma to him.
He is one of the protagonists of Baldur's Gate 2, and Jaheira has mentioned him already if you've paid attention to her dialogues.
No, I know. I realized that.
Okay.
I just didn't know, like, how he'd come across when we met him.
He is currently
Like-
infected by the Absolute, by the way. Because Jaheira
Yeah, but he
abandoned him.
seems- Yeah, sad. But he does seem, even though he is, quite in control of himself. At least, he's still him,
Yeah.
you know? It hasn't had to do much pushing with him. I guess we'll just do nothing
Enough
for now.
play, Stone Lord.
Nine Fingers set a poor trap, little banker. Let the Absolute's faithful show you how it is done.
That's not
Now come,
Jaheira.
Stone Lord.
What gave it
We
away?
have
The
the
quotation
gold.
marks around her name?
And the Absolute has need of it elsewhere.
Well, also that we know Jaheira
As you
isn't with
say,
them
Yeah.
anymore. And he's only following because he believes that's actually Jaheira?
Yeah.
First they take her friend, then they steal her face. Some people just don't understand boundaries.
Let me guess, Minsk isn't the brightest.
What gave that away?
His actually how innocent he was about turnips gave it away. That actually was more.
And
He's either
turnips.
incredibly
But you are no turnip.
Either he might not even be like not the brightest. He might just be on the spectrum, to be honest. Just a little bit, just a teensy bit, you know?
Well, that was wasted.
But you know what isn't?
Also, there are several of them that have Sanctuary.
So these three behind Shadowheart right now, Aura of Protection on that one, Mage Armor on that one. These two are free. Let's see, can I cut them both? Not quite. I can't cleave them both. I need to step back a little. Eesh. So we aren't attacking the cash guards, are we? Only the ones in red? What about
Yep.
the ones surrounding gold?
I mean, there's no point in killing them. We don't need experience anymore. They're
Fair
neutral parties.
Fair enough. Ooh. That was a bloody good shot. Oh, come on. Oh, now you're invisible. That's not really gonna help you much. Yeah, let's see. We'll do this heist, and yeah. Well, sort of heist.
Might as well be a heist.
It is kind of a heist. We did just rob the place while doing this.
Yeah.
But then again, they'll find other people to blame. I also just realized that that vault door is really weirdly done. All right. Now for them to all have their turn. Oh my goodness. A horrible aim on their part.
Yeah.
Good that we have these other NPCs with us to help out a little though.
Yeah.
Again, really bad aim. Okay, that one's actually got a little bit of better aim. And that one's got decent aim too. Ooh.
For a bank CEO, he's really well prepared.
I mean, look, if you think about what happens to banks in real life, it's not really surprising that he would be that prepared.
Yeah.
You know? They did come down stairs to see someone get eaten by a mimic that they had as a tool in the bank to get rid of difficult clients. Which, on one hand, is very, very suspicious. And on the other, you know, I mean, he did literally try and consign someone to being eaten by a mimic. As far as I can tell. So, I mean, yeah. Not what you would typically call a bank CEO, but your typical bank CEO. You know?
Yeah.
Let me see, what can I do about these sneaky bastards? I'm gonna go back up here for a moment. Because there are people hiding up here that I can see. Nice. I have an idea for, like, if there is a future Baldur's Gate, this might be a bit different, but, like, Baldur's Gate with this sort of turn-based, time-based strategy system, but it's more focused on large-scale, like, you run full armies against each other? I mean, maybe even, like, a prequel story? Where you could have this sort of combat system where it's time turn-based, but you have whole groups that act on turn as well.
Yeah.
So you have individuals that you can select from a group, but it's also like one of the Total War series where you have an entire army you can order to move a certain distance in a certain place. And then they go there, and that whole group fires like a volley of arrows at one location, and that kind of thing, where it's like you synchronize a few people up into a coordinated group, and they all act as one participant in the battle, but each of them individually can be knocked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be a really interesting sort of hybrid system, because I think like having all of the individual units have to roll for whether they actually are accurate with a shot or not would be kind of neat as well. But it all happens like as an en masse thing. I don't know, it's... Hopefully I'm like describing it right. But it would be, I think, a really neat sort of way to sort of experience like a story in Baldur's Gate, where it's not just you're playing a protagonist or a small band of heroes, but like a whole group that's working at a larger scale. And you have like individual heroes and characters, but then you have like the entirety of like some forces from Baldur's Gate going up against another team. Here's what I imagine. Hold on, is that something? It's something like that. Kinda. But like more hybrid Total War and D&D. Or more accurately, Warhammer Tabletop crossed with D&D / Baldur's Gate sort of style gameplay. I think that would be really neat. Like, the game flows like Baldur's Gate for some interpersonal characters that are important, but then when it comes to large battles that are pitched or set up between large factions in the game, they're controlled a bit more like one of the Total War series. So the different kinds of battles share some commonalities, but they're still separate events. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because it would be really neat to sort of, like, imagine playing this game, but you play one of the characters as an actual leader of a faction that can't just leave where they are, and they have like an entire troop around them, and they have to run a place and manage it. Like, you're managing a small town, and you're trading with Baldur's Gate, and other members of factions are doing off their own things, but they all know of each other, and they can only commit actions on knowledge when they can actually communicate. So you actually have to organize messengers and things like that. It would be neat.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just thinking like that would be a really complex sort of tabletop style. Everyone's fighting each other, and then you have your few classic heroes leading the charge or fighting on the periphery.
Myotas. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, my brain's just kind of... I've been playing a bit of Kenshi in my own time recently, so I'm also getting that sort of you can sort of solo in Kenshi, but then you have this whole thing where you're playing more as a group and you sort of move along. And that's sort of, you kind of control whole troop movements and groups, but you can also control individuals, how they go against each other. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just getting this sort of image for how you could kind of blend large scale, you know, battles and, you know, small scale combat like this, but then also have the depth and story and writing and world building that this has. But like just having it so that you have these moments where the scale seamlessly blows out of where your own characters are. Your own characters find themselves in a situation far greater than themselves. And it's no longer about the party that you've been, you know, playing with, but the whole world going on around you, but you have like direct hands in managing that. Instead of something pre-scripted, it's like a dynamic battlefield sort of thing. Like give it try to deal with that while a few of your troops are on the front. And if you have no character helping advise like the command of the army, then the army will fall on some AI general, which might make decisions that your own characters that you're playing with on the front lines might not be able to react well with. So you're encouraged to sort of have input.
Blair_Dreamer.
And you get more input maybe for the person you leave with, like a general of an army. Like for say Baldur's Gate's being under attack and you have a character with a higher charisma and sort of battle intellect and give better advice and convince the general to listen to you, and you can coordinate their actions better so the troops you have fighting on the front from your party have more of an impact. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where are they? Where's the other?
Invisible.
Great.
Myotas.
A true
In our
coward.
D&D game, our parties have gotten mixed up in large-scale battles in each of our campaigns,
wait
and you are
for them to
describing how those
show up.
battles went.
I've got mixed up with large-scale battles in each of our campaigns, and you just how those battles went. Yeah. But like having that be more of a thing. So instead of it being some pre-scripted dialogue where a character rolls and gets a general to do something, it's more like there's a dynamic battle going on. You have a character an AI character which has a sort of plan for a pincer maneuver, and then you can directly sort of intervene with the battle plan. And over time, like, troops will be redirected to sort of allow for space for other units to move around. So it's a combination between sort of a Total War strategy game and a D&D combat system, where you have select units, characters. It would be really neat. It would probably be confusing to a lot of people who aren't like fully involved in either, but they work together pretty well. And like I can imagine like a row of like 60 archers are told to fire at a certain distance, but each individual archer does a roll for whether they'll hit or miss based on their position on terrain. And so the archers at the front will be more likely to hit their target. But if you're on flat terrain, the archers at the back will have a harder chance hitting their target, firing over. But then if you're on a hill and all your archers are sort of slanted down the hill, all of them can see the target because they're not blocking each other on the slope of the hill, so they can all fire pretty accurately. So you're encouraged to use terrain more. And then all of those archers are then, you know, rolling for their distance and whether they'll hit a target or not. It's Mayfall's turn. Let's see. Where's that invisible bugger? But yeah, like you can imagine how maybe a bunch of archers in a group get injured and now they're down, and now you've got to move them forward, and then you have a team that are running out for recovery and dragging people back and throwing them on horseback and bringing them back to like a base camp to be treated, so that some of them can go back out there. So you're also trying to manage casualties and battle scale, while on like the peripheries of the battle, you've got these flanking groups and your heroes trying to prevent, you know, pincer maneuvers. And you have the one wizard casting fireball in an environment where it makes sense to cast fireball like artillery. You know? For once, you're in an open space and can actually go absolutely wild. And I think that would actually be cool, because then you can actually have the power scaling that you would have on like D&D, but then you'd actually be able to show it. Like, oh wow, you have your, you know, level 40 wizard has the ability to cast fireball 3 times, and you've got an army of like 8,000 people out there, and you can actually cause a lot of devastation and cast it all like an artillery bombardment and just cause kaboom, boom, boom. Suddenly, you actually have a use. You can use all these spells and run them through and have battles that last way longer than the short spans in the game that you normally would. You can have like these full-scale deals. The thing is, this is the really annoying part. I did game design for 4 years, kind of didn't end up getting too far with it, and only after I sort of left and sort of gave up on the idea do I actually have like ideas that I would love to make into games, but I haven't been keeping up on my like practice or anything. No, I had to pitch the idea at some point. Let's see if we can get a game like this made. Maybe I'll practice Unity a bit and try and prototype something. Yeah, I can see them. Yeah, I can run down here. Too far. Path interrupted. Can I aim anywhere with that? No? Walls in the way. Oh, come on! If you see on my stream, I can aim. There's a hole in the path there, but I can't hit him. See? It's treating it as it's solid, but if I could just aim through there. If I could aim through there, I'd hit them. That's cool! Come on! Come on! Why? You see what I mean? I should be able to fire through that narrow gap. I should be able to fire through there. Ah! They didn't account for anyone to actually try and do that. That's just sad. I would love it if, like, railing like that, like, could be like it can pass through a small area there, or it's destructible and doesn't block the projectile, or at least it reduces the projectile. Maybe it causes it to deviate and be less likely to hit. It will slightly steer it in a different direction. Wow.
Just breathe. Breathe.
Well, there you go. That was an absolute mess. Oh wow, they have an abacus on a stand.
Well, they don't have Texas Instruments.
Yeah. Though I will also say, an abacus is actually a very effective way of of calculating. They're not hard to use, and they're pretty fast. Once you know how to use them.
Yeah.
We're teleported in the middle of the city where the international army was invaded. Our sorcerer basically screamed. She dropped a meteor swarm on the entire battlefield.
Oh.
Yeah.
The banker died. The CEO.
Oh no.
I guess we have to speak with Dead to him.
Where? Oh, over there?
Figure out what's going on. He has a
Speak
whole
with Dead
quest
today.
and everything. That's unfortunate.
I was sure he lived. He just ran off and got hit.
The corpse regards
Sorry, buddy.
you lifelessly.
Alright. I'm not sure if the mimic is actually that important. What can you tell me about the Stone Lord? How can I open the private vaults? I think we already know. What question should I do? What did the cult want with all that gold?
Soldiers for the absolute.
Luring people in money, okay. What can you tell about the Stone Lord?
Bastard. Smelled like shite.
We know what he did. We know who he is. We don't really need to ask about opening the private vaults. We already figured that out. We'll ask about the mimic.
Trap for Stone Lord.
Okay. Know why there was a trap for the Stone Lord?
Apparently not.
So that's 4 questions or 3?
3.
Alright. What should I ask next? I have 2 more.
Served the bank. Served 9 fingers.
We know who he is. I guess we'll ask about the private vaults, because we don't need to know who he is. We already know who he is.
Idiot.
The spell's
Are you
power
sure about
wanes.
that? There's another way to
you
do
can
it.
ask no more questions.
Yes, said he's dead.
Even in death, idiot.
Yep. Well, do we really need keys if
Started in the
we
sewers.
just pick our way in? High security vault number 9.
Take my pick.
Ooh, elegant studded leather. Abjuration spell.
Mum used to tell me about Minsk or Ratterman. Now I've got
Mahogany.
Oh. I guess we had a key for it. Anyways, that's the difficulty 99 lock.
Yeah, there's a lot of these actually.
If I'd have known there was that much coin back here, I'd have robbed the place myself.
It's a shame that he died, because it's funny when you start lockpicking all the vaults. His reaction to it.
Breathe.
What is it?
Breathe.
He's like, what are you... Never mind.
Jobs.
This is like...
Because it's all the gold has been stolen from his vault anyways. From Minsk.
So he's like... Look, I might as well pay you for dealing with the situation. You know? It's like... He goes, Well, they did just completely wipe the floor with them, so do I really want to oppose these people?
Yeah.
He had a brain, that's the thing. He knew he shouldn't.
Never a dull moment.
He shouldn't stir the pot when the going's good.
Right tool will do the trick.
He also wouldn't be able to blame us because he would have done the same thing were he in our position. You know? I mean, a banker is just a thief from another perspective, really. A thief that follows the law. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, my prayers weren't much bloody use. Mum used to tell me about Ned's gone. Now I've got a story for her.
Hey. Oh, it's gonna come out of your wages, buddy. We know it's gonna come out of your wages. In fact, I would recommend don't trust gold as your key currency. Trust whatever material values you're able to have. That's some real stuff that'll help you. There's a difference between being a wealthy individual and having a rich life.
Just breathe. Breathe. And switch bloody jobs.
A poor yet happy farmer is wealthier than the world's saddest billionaire. Of course, take the hat. It's a nice hat.
I'm reading what it does.
You don't even need to read what it does. It's a nice hat. You can read it after you've taken it. Of course, it's okay to read them. I was just being silly because it saw the hat when I looked in. I was like, yeet. Even if it was a bad hat, I would have taken it because it's a pretty hat.
Maybe Nina still needs a cracked skull. Less drama working in a cracked skull.
Oof.
Oh, here's some lore.
Ooh.
And these books.
Lore. Lore. I need to put them in my book. My book.
Two guards by herself.
I need to store them in my
read
books.
them.
Books. Yeah.
Bloody use.
After that dream I had about the gang retard, research on
Bloody better not be coming out of my wages.
I herald some clues for please. I mentioned that I was artifact from prison. Though the source of its power was unstable. Such an artifact would clearly be ambitions and the grand design. All three of the ancient sources created the astral prism. This made the hands of the Kanki's queen placket. This part of the planet. Tadpole strike team. Reaper Nord live by the Emperor. You steal the astral prism from Blackhead.
Just breathe.
A tadpole strike team in a regrown nautiloid piloted by the Emperor to steal the astral prism. Ah.
You remember who the Emperor is, right?
Yeah. So they were working together at the time? Yeah. They were.
Found and
At least
taken.
in that sense. Control. Guarantee manifestors fall. Burgeoning Kane, Crown Crisis. When someone is crowned.
Curious.
Food necessity. Templates. Power by a med. Alan. Known as yes, impact for a version of the Illithid Resurgence. A grand design called for the mass tadpoling of both friends and enemies, but not to convert the tadpole into mind players, rather to suspend the cerebral functions under powerful magic to create a vast unconscious hive mind commanded by an enhanced elder brain. In my mind, trained and instantly saw what this means. To perpetrate a powerful religious hoax. A mass movement controlled ultimately by none other than myself. Who the chosen masters. Taking a lot of assumptions there. Transcript key passage interrogation of Lovis Nugay. Steward of the Night Shield Hall. My cat. Herself. Cleared the jar dishes after a meal of pie. Wake up the dish up. The kitchen mutton with brains. Brains. Yeah. And not sheep brains either, so it's not looking around.
Mom used to tell me about
Anything else so sorry? The night's secret chambers, yes. And I found a salt upon Hannah and a quartz. Prison strength. Black hand. A dead state. Prisoner. Okay, if I tell you this, you're going to let me go, right? Okay, right.
Bloody jobs.
Okay. It was condemned criminal with the top of their head shattered and the brain mostly gone. Black hand. In still lanterns. Okay. Secret part. Yes. That's what she told me. Like, and she what? Okay, found me. It found me. At first I thought she was balloon floating, but then it was just a still light. Just so made she smiled at it or anything after that. Yeah. That's a lot of interesting things.
Yeah.
Maybe Nina still needs a cracked skull.
Oh, that's it for the vault. Did you say you wanted to end after this vault?
Maybe. Did you want to try and catch up on the other thing? Or you want to leave that till next stream?
Stuff that we lost?
The stuff that we lost, yeah.
Yeah, we'll save it out to another stream so it feels fresh.
Yeah.
Better for us and our viewers.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll redo that anyway. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Just close the vault door, because we've had our...
Maybe next time we can find his lungs. Wherever those went.
Yeah, maybe next time we can.
He seemed to believe that doppelganger was truly Jaheira. A sure sign he's being manipulated.
Now, whether Minsk had or a tadpole or not, I'm pretty sure he might have just followed them regardless.
Yeah, with the fake Jaheira. I think they're using Jaheira, an image of Jaheira, because he can't fully be controlled by the tadpole because of his strong will.
That or he hasn't been tadpoled yet, and after this he's tadpoled.
No, he's definitely tadpoled.
Okay, he's tadpoled, but they realized this one's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
We need to wrap this lie in an enigma.
We need a backup plan.
And bury it in a misdirection. I mean, we all know the only backup plan for wizards is fireball.
Yeah. Or counterspell.
It's the best backup plan. Well, counterspell too, but it's usually fireball is the backup plan. It's the end result plan. It's the big one. And before someone is so powerful and so ancient that they pull a fucking tier 8 fucking fireball out of their ass. Would you be like, how insane would that be? Yeah, we're gonna blow up the entirety of Baldur's Gate in one fireball. Boom. That would, Actually, if you think about it, if there was no Baldur's Gate, that would give everybody a chance to sort of strive to build their own thing.
Mum used to tell me about mince
I don't know, it would also be a problem.
Now I've got a story for her.
It kind of reminds me of the path to how Kenshi became Kenshi.
Who's Kenshi?
Anyway.
Who's Kenshi?
The game. Yeah, John Kenshi. Yeah, yeah, but like, to have a post-apocalyptic world is kind of its own thing. Meanwhile, Baldur's Gate, like, this world has basically been apocalypted, like, how many times? Like, near apocalypted how many times?
Many.
Yeah. But not total world-shattering destruction to the point of nothing can really live there anymore. It's always kind of ended up being, oh wow, nature returned to the world and things seem kind of half livable 90% of the time. You know?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Kenshi, the world used to have plants. It's like there are plants still, but it's like, ah yes, there was a sea here. Now it's a swamp salty marsh. And there are monstrosities that exist. And humanity has basically regressed into like a quite crude state of affairs. It's kind of like, imagine Baldur's Gate, but all that remains of Baldur's Gate itself is ruins and rumbling wrecks, and even the underground caverns are 99% collapsed, and there's like hardly anyone can read, and most books no longer exist, and magic has been almost entirely forgotten. That is basically like how screwed Kenshi is. It's so dark.
Yeah.
But it's also a beautiful sort of... In a way, it's kind of like... It kind of plays a little bit like Baldur's Gate in some ways, but it's not like nearly as core story-based. It's very flexible. Like in Baldur's Gate, your heroes live and move forward, but in Kenshi, the game doesn't just want you to lose. Your purpose is getting beaten and losing. Characters can be permanently lost very easily, and you get stronger in Kenshi by effectively doing the tasks all the time. You don't just level up normally or anything. Like, have you played Kenshi before, Hershey?
No, that's why I'm like, who's Kenshi?
Yeah, the game. Oh, it's freaking wild. I think you'd actually enjoy it. Sadly, it's not multiplayer. I think there are multiplayer mods, and Kenshi 2 is in development, and I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
And things Kenshi 2 is like a sequel, but it's 1,000 years before the first Kenshi game. And it is so brutal of a world. But I will also say, it gets really funny at points.
Tell me about Minsk
like,
Ratterman.
how do I put this? You literally have... You have creatures that just will make you go, what the heck is that? And they're horrifyingly dangerous. But you can tame them too, technically, and it can get really funny. And there's a lot of mods for it. Like, there's a great example of one of the things. Is there's a creature called I kid you not, a beak thing.
Oh yes, the beak thing.
Yeah, the beak things. They are horrifying. Imagine an elephant torso with a sauropod, like giraffe length neck or whatever, with a giant beak with teeth on it, and it just swings its head down, slams into you, and then it starts eating you alive.
She wasn't even scratched.
That's a beak thing. They are abominations. And yet you can tame them. If you're really lucky. Like, so another brief example I catch you. So in Baldur's Gate, like in this game, and like in most cases, when you level up and you get health and all that stuff. In Kenshi, your health is always the same max amount for what you have for each limb and each thing, each organ, how much blood you have, you can bleed out, those kinds of things. But if you want to get tougher, you have your armors, and then you have reducing how much damage you take, which is like you build toughness. Hi, Vixie.
Hey, Vixie.
And so, guess how you build toughness?
I'll be picking
Getting hit.
teeth out of my clothes for a 10-day.
Getting hit hard, losing fights, and barely surviving. And the more horribly you're beaten but not die, the stronger you'll come back.
So, like a Saiyan.
It's a bit of a Zenkai boost thing, but it's like a minor Zenkai boost each time. It's a very slow path. And you start with like a massive debuff to how much damage you overall take, but the more you get beaten, the stronger you get in the long run. And each race in the game have different traits that they level up faster than others. And so you get various kinds of effects. And the highest damage potential in the game, in vanilla, I kid you not, is unarmed martial arts. But it is a pain to train unarmed martial arts, because starting off with unarmed will get you very close to being killed.
Yeah.
But you can only train unarmed martial arts by being unarmed. And you are more effective if you don't have armor while unarmed.
Yeah.
Which is also a very sure way to die or lose a limb. Which, yes, dismemberment is a thing in Kenshi. You can lose an arm or a leg. Or, like, just die. It's very, 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 very rough. And I would love to have a multiplayer mod run with it with you at some point, because I think you'd enjoy it. Because you have, like, whole squads you can sort of set up in little teams.
Nice.
And I'm hoping Kenshi 2 has proper multiplayer integrated. It's so cool. And then you have, like, the hives, which are, like, bug people. And they're kind of dopey and funny. And, like... God, there is a mascot, effectively, for the game, which is a worker drone bug person called Beep. He's called Beep.
Beep.
He was kicked out of his hive because he wouldn't stop saying beep. He has an indomitable will. He is weak as crap, but his enthusiasm to keep moving forward and look at the world in a positive light, where everyone else is just sad or angry or starving, he's like,
Beep.
I am going to make my own future. I am tired of things trying to stab me, so I'm going to start stabbing them back. Beep. Beep is literally, he's a companion that you can take, and because he's a worker drone, he's not really supposed to be a fighter. But almost everyone in Kenshi tries to make Beep like one of the strongest fighters, so they go ahead and give him cybernetic limbs and train him up in toughness, even though they have like a a debuff to training toughness, and then they make him like as strong as they can because he's like, he's got the spirit. He's got the spirit for it, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing. None of the races are heavily disadvantaged. It's like a 20% increase in training a skill type, or 20% decrease in training a skill type.
Congratulations.
And that's one of the things. You can technically accelerate with anyone Kenshi to get to a point, but like progression gets slower and slower the higher level you get. And when like training a lot of physical skills that are combat skills, they get better or worse depending on the difference in level from the enemy to you, as you might expect. But also, combat is like physics-based, based on animations, and the more skilled you are with the use of a weapon, or a character is with the use of a weapon, they unlock different ways of using that weapon, which are better at targeting a larger swath of characters, and better at dealing damage with that character against people. And because their blocking also gets different, and there's different animations. And there are a few rare cases where a less experienced character with a certain weapon will be able to outperform a more experienced character with a weapon because they're more haphazard. But that is rare.
Mum used to tell me about Minsker Ratterman. Now I've
It's so weird. Oh, and one of the other effects is with cleaving weapons that sweep over an area. One of the things with Kenshi is it encourages characters not to bundle up close together and fight as a group. Because wide swinging blades will go through multiple characters. It's actually safer as a bet to have your fighters spread out and fight 1v1s with other characters if possible, to try and minimize the chance of multiple people getting hit. But at the same time, if you have a very tanky, very strong character, and you give them a really big weapon, then you want them to call all these other enemies to them so they can swipe them down. So you can have the character taunt to draw more characters to them, and you have people with crossbows trying to shoot each other from afar. And you had to build your own base, so there's some base building there. And all the factions can be interacted with, and like some of them are very, very particular. It's funny. I'm sorry for rambling. It's just, I don't know. I think you'd really enjoy it.
Bloody jobs.
It gets really funny though. It's like the world's really beautiful. It's actually pretty low fidelity graphics. In particular, the engine that Kenshi is written in was not originally a game engine.
Oh.
It was a graphics demonstration engine. Let me find out. Hold on.
Interesting.
It didn't even have sound processing at its beginning. Yeah. So Kenshi was made with a engine called Ogre. And Ogre is really, really old. Like, the engine Ogre... Oh, let me bring it up. Yeah, it is an object-oriented graphics rendering engine, or Ogre. Object graphics rendering engine.
Alright, I got it.
It was just meant to be like a visual demonstration thing, and it was released in 2005. Every other game mechanic was coded in by Lo-Fi Games, by these like 2-3 devs that started on this thing, and it's like, I'm sorry, it's just wild.
Yeah.
It's just wild. The fact that they made a game engine out of this thing, as such, it's very buggy and very weird, and also incredibly unique, which is one of the reasons why, with Kenshi 2, it's been taking so long. Because as far as I can tell, they aren't picking up another game engine and tweaking it. They're kind of just building the way they want their engine, and they kept jumping around on projects.
Mm.
I can't remember if they're doing a heavily modified version of another Unity engine or something, but I don't know. They did a whole bunch of videos recently on a few videos recently on like the project and how the devs have been going recently. So we're all hoping that we'll get more updates on Kenshi 2 soon. And it's like the only IP they have. But it's so cool. I'm sorry for rambling. I'm just like,
no, it's okay.
Just reminds me so much of kind of the play style of like squad-based combat and development of the story. It's like post-apocalyptic sci-fi sandbox fantasy. I don't even know how else to describe it. I'm gonna close the game if you wanted to save it now. I'm just...
I already did.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just got distracted so much.
It's okay.
I don't know.
Do you have someone in particular you wanted to raid? Or are you gonna keep streaming?
I'm probably gonna raid. I got it set up for the day. I got distracted because I was like, it's one of the games that I've been really excited for recently. Not just because I've been playing it, but because I've been looking into like the history of it and why it's made. And honestly, the devs are super chill, like incredibly chill. Blech. Okay, let's see who we're gonna raid.
Better not be coming out of my wages.
Let's see. Who should we raid? What are your recommendations?
Well, I don't have really anyone streaming Baldur's Gate 3 or similar. So it would just be streamers that I haven't rated in a while.
Yeah. I know some people are playing games that are like vaguely in the same vein. Taking a look.
Just
maybe
breathe.
You could always go into the Baldur's Gate 3 directory.
We could.
That's how I found Beamy.
Yeah, we could. You can take one through there. Oh, hold on. Maybe we raid Mika.
Who?
Mika Stardust. They're playing Fields of Mystria now. I'll send you the name.
Okay.
Maybe Nina still needs a cracked skull. Best drama working in the bloody festival.
Raven Flight. Mika Stardust.
We'll raid them.
Mum used to tell me about minstrel
Alright, you ready?
Now I've got a story for her.
Alright. Setting up the raid.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Siri_bot. Have a great rest of your day. Cerebral Love, don't forget to stay hydrated and take care of yourself. Cerebral Love.
Have a good one.
Thank you all so much for being here.
Hershey 3 pets later.
Thank you for playing with me, Raven.
No worries.
Hope you all have a good rest of your day.
Yeah. Hope you all have a good day too.
Tivixo723. CYA Hershey.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Out of my clothes for a 10-day.
Where's my
I'm just gonna
mouse?
take your message.
Tivixo723.
And you have a good evening.
THX for Distrem.